Do you believe in spirits or ever had any supernatural encounters? However you define that. This is from the Black Ambivert. No, I don't. And I've never had a supernatural encounter. I've had some raw ass natural encounters, just some regular natural shit that was off the chain, but I've never had like a supernatural encounter. And every supernatural encounter that I thought I had, when I went back and looked at it soberly, I was like, oh yeah, that was that shit reflecting off that thing. Or that thing that I saw was actually because we have a mirror in the kitchen for some reason. When I looked in the hallway and I saw that thing move, I actually saw my fucking self and scared myself. And then once you add that into that, I just watched motherfucking Candyman. And then outside looks like it's a witch's meeting going on and it's dark and windy. Trees are rustling and ain't nobody outside. This house is haunted like a motherfucker. But really, it was me. So I haven't. The crazy part is I don't think anybody else ever has either. And like, Lupe, don't project your sober bullshit on us, Lupe. Let us live. We have had these experiences, nigga. I saw a bowl that was in the kitchen. Now that bowl, nigga, is in the washing machine. How did that happen, Lupe? Explain to me how that happened. First of all, that it didn't happen. Secondly, you did that shit. Thirdly, maybe somebody else did it to fuck you over. Like, nigga, how did all these groceries get in this store? Because the truck pulled up in the middle of the night when you were asleep. And then they came back and put more. But nigga, I came in and I bought all of the cereal. It wasn't enough time for them to replace all the cereal. Nigga, I bought it all. When I came back, it was still there. It was almost as if Jesus did it. It's like, nah. Jesus did it because he's the one who drive the truck. But, so anyway. Those are my pieces. So I've never had a supernatural experience. If you did, fantastic. I don't believe you, but fantastic. Right? I told y'all was going to get your feelings hurt. I warned you at the beginning of the chat. If you are easily triggered, that you should just leave right now. If you feel like, I would unfollow Lupe if he said some shit that I didn't like. This is the time. This is your time to shine, right? What do you take on crazy coincidences? I mean, I think coincidence is nature. I don't think that's supernatural. Simply because nature is built on coincidences. It's built on coincidence. That's what a coincidence means. Eliminate the nigga deja vu. Eliminate that. Think of the word co and think of the word incident, right? So you have two incidents, right? They're not the same because they happen at separate times, right? So they're clearly not the same. But this world is very much so scheduled, right? The world is very much so scheduled, right? The world is based on cloning, right? It's based on, if it's not exact cloning, in some cases it is based on cloning, cell separation, cell division, all of that shit, cell replication. That is a coincident. It's the same thing happening over and over and over again, and sometimes in simultaneity, in real time. So I think the base of nature is coincident. So why is it such a big deal that you would see it in like an event, or you would see it in like the same person if it was a deja vu type standpoint, right? But then also there's the if how much shit didn't happen is the other side of the equation. Like, there's more of a chance that you'll never experience coincidence than you would experience coincidence. And when you're operating off a lot of the same shit, you're like, man, he speak English too. But you don't consider that to be a coincidence. You just consider that to be a part of the program, right? If you're like, damn, this is funky that we all speak the same shit. It's like, yes, because that's the way the system was designed, for us to have coincidence. Because if you didn't have coincidence, you wouldn't have existence. So I believe coincidence is once you eliminate this kind of like spooky action at a distance aspect to it, and you just leave it for what it is two things happening in simultaneity. I mean, that's how life works, right? Things happening in simultaneity. Who is Damari? Is Damari talking to me? Damari, are you talking to me? I've learned to make sure that they're talking to me before I respond, because they might be talking to somebody else in the chat. I don't smoke weed. Are you ready for the last season of Attack on Titan? I tuned out on Attack on Titan. Like, I was kind of like, this first season is cool, but why am I watching this shit? And then I was kind of like out of there. So, I mean, if I catch it, I'll watch it. But I don't even know where it is anymore. Like, is it on Netflix? Is it on? Like, I don't even know where it is. Got a problem with weed? I got a problem with recreational weed smoke, for sure. I don't fuck with it. I just don't. I never have. Recreational weed smoke to me is weird. The other part of it is I would take weed, but for medicinal purposes. Like when I get really fucked up and my arthritis really sets in and I really start to lose it, I won't be smoking weed. I'll definitely be taking edibles though, for sure. When that time comes. Right now it's not the time. But when it comes, trust me, when the Motrin stop working and the stretching stops working and it's like, nigga, this is chronic sciatic type pain that you finna have for the rest of your days, like, nigga, give me the edibles, nigga. But until then, I'm straight. Lupe, have you done psychedelics? Nope. There's no need for me to do psychedelics. I don't want to smoke. I don't want to smoke weed. I'll eat it though. Would a supernatural encounter change your perception? I don't think you can have supernatural encounters. That's just what I believe, right? I don't believe this is just me. I don't believe any human being in existence has ever had a supernatural encounter. I don't believe it. I believe that human beings have had dreams, and because dreams can sometimes feel like they're real, and depending on what context and time that you were in, you didn't have any other explanation for that shit, so you just thought that shit was real. Remember, you ever had that? Like, man, that shit was that dreams felt so real, it had to be real. If you don't have any counterpoint, right, and you wake up and it's just the goat looking at you like, bah, bah, you like, the fuck just happened? And you dwell on that because ain't no TV, ain't no books, my nigga, ain't no store to go to, nigga. Like you and the goats out in the field, like vibing, and you just had this wild ass dream, and you like, that had to be. It's like, no, nigga, you was, but it's nobody there to be like, no, nigga, you were dreaming. Like, I don't even know what dreams are. Niggas don't even know how the brain works. So it's like, I don't believe niggas had any of that shit. That's just me. Could I be wrong in that? I could be, but there's so much that we don't know about this planet that is going to take niggas dying and going to God and like, God, can you please settle this for us? You know you're going to hell, right? Like, I get that. I get it. But can you please explain this shit, please? Because you didn't give us any information on this. You right. I kind of left it open for you for interpretation. Like, can you please tell us? And that might be what it takes. But right here, as of right now on Earth, with the books and things that we've got, nah, man, it's not the move. So I believe people had dreams, and I think people had visions, and I think people, took those visions to be kind of something beyond what they were, because like, how can my mind generate this. I've never had these thoughts before, but that's what happened in dreams all the time. You never thought you was going to be in a race car with Post Malone eating balloons out of a Jordan. Like, you never thought that shit could ever happen, but you dreamed about that shit last night. Like, yeah, it was me, Post Malone. We was at the racetrack. This nigga had balloons and Jordans, and he was eating them shits like it was cereal. The shit was wild, nigga. Like, what does that mean? It means, basically what it means is that I don't know what the fuck it means, nigga. Like, but I don't know. But how did it taste? Like, so I believe that all the experiences that we have are very much so natural. And I think that the nature, super nature, can never outdo regular nature. Like, regular nature is so fascinating and regular nature. Like, regular nature is so fascinating and regular nature. Like, regular nature is so fascinating and Korea and kill everything? Like, did you know we have that shit? Like, that's way colder than fucking, there might be a UFO and niggas got this floating technology where they can fly sideways. Did you know that? Like, nigga, I don't care about that shit. Did you know that there's a giant missile full of death and pain buried underneath this motherfucking casino, nigga? Like, so that's the way I look at it. Christ films. I don't believe niggas have had supernatural encounters, and I don't think you need a supernatural encounter to change your perception or level set about the world. I think there's enough just in the world right now that you would have to be just an asshole not to believe in a higher force or a higher power. I don't think you need any of this other shit. That there's enough to just walk out and be like, you ain't got to pray to the sun. I don't think you have to pray to that shit. And I think that's what a lot of religion was like, look, you need to stop praying to this shit, because that's not the case. Don't pray to this. Don't pray to that. No, you're praying the wrong way. You're giving props to the wrong thing. Who do I supposed to give props to? You're supposed to give props to this creative force that's up there that you could never know. Like, that's what you need to do, because we know all this shit. That's not God. That's not God. That's not. And I think that's what religion was trying to do, like reduce all that down. But I don't think you need religion in any capacity to recognize that there's a force and a happening way beyond than what's already here. So that's just my piece, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I'm still Muslim though. Hey, okay, let's get it in. But that's what I believe. The sun is God. No, it's not. There's tons of suns. Tons of huge, big ass suns. Suns that are better than our sun. Like, huge, big, dumb, red, giant, huge suns. And our sun is going to kill us. Like, it's going to kill us all. We're not going to be here to witness it, because it's going to happen in like 1 billion years. But suns expand, and it's going to fucking consume us. And then it's going to explode. Or it's going to collapse in on itself and explode. And we're all going to die. So that same sun, which is giving us the energy right now, we're not meant to last forever. Like, that's just the story of the universe. Nigga, you better look at Mercury. Like, you ain't living on that shit. You better look at Mars. You definitely not living on that shit. Jupiter, yeah, all right. Saturn, nigga, this shit isn't built for life. It's built for a momentary existence. And think of that shit. Like, nigga, we all finna die in this bitch. At the end of the day. And he's like, come on, Lou. Why? Why? For what though? Why such harshness about existence? Ever been to Mexico? Yep. Yes, I have. We're not gonna die. Oh, yes, you are gonna die. You're definitely gonna die. How do you want to die is a whole nother thing.